It says that we're streaming, so I just want to make sure. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first ever Feature Friday for the Presentation by Design Facebook group. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, and I'm really excited to have our first guest be Theresa Gresham. And she is I wouldn't even say aspiring. She is now an established virtual design assistant and rendering artist who is looking to bring on even more designers as a designer to designer service. And I don't know what else to say. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Theresa, and what's going on with you? And then we'll dive a little deeper into your services and everything along those lines.
Sure. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me. So let me kind of go back to my why of interior design. I always loved everything creative from a kid. I would actually redesign my room, and I was homeschooled for a while, and it was actually one of my credits my mom gave me, interior design. It was like one of my specialty courses. It was awesome. So I got to do what I loved even in high school. And then college, I went to Cal State Northridge, did get my interior design degree, graduated top of my class. It was in 2009, and I remember the speech, and they were like, okay, good luck. This is the worst time to graduate with this degree. So it's been a little rocky, over the years trying to get good work, good pay for the work. But I've had a lot of great experience with great designers doing everything from high-end yachts for His Highness in Dubai, which was amazing. Restaurant work. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like my first real, besides internships and things. And her office was just gorgeous. She would get these like mother of pearl samples that were like $600 a piece. And I'm like, don't throw that away. I'll take that.
How do you get a job like doing custom yacht design?
Her dad ran a boat yard. So it was here in Fort Lauderdale. And they're huge with yachts here. And she started getting clients like small yachts from her dad and just worked her butt off. And now she literally does like aircrafts and huge, huge yachts and gorgeous. I mean, it's phenomenal. So that was really a good experience. I loved working there. It was a great, learning experience. She did end up having to shut down for a short time due to some personal issues that she was having, some family things. So she, said, I might bring you back on, but right now I just need to shut everything down, which, take it, I understand. So at that same time, my car totaled. I just paid it off. My lease was up. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm taking this time to travel. So I went to Australia with one suitcase.
Awesome. So here's funny is like I remember when we did the intro in our networking group so it's networking and mentoring for virtual design assistants and rendering artists. You did this as your intro, and I just was like, I think I didn't get to do something cool like go to Australia. I moved home to my parents' house, but literally I was laid off, and that following weekend my car died, and
no.
I remember like, wow, that's like first job right out the gate, like way to introduce yourself. Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's really funny. But hey, it's what makes you stronger though. It's those things that like,
sure.
Why is this happening to me? And then you just have to be thankful that you can laugh about it later. So
for sure. And traveling too, I lived in so many different places throughout New Zealand and Australia, and I worked different jobs because there it was harder to get into the design world. So I did event planning and facilities management and all these other things that, kind of make me the well-rounded person I am, and I loved it. And then when I came back in 2016, after about 3.5 years, I worked for another like high-end residential firm, which was awesome, doing their AutoCAD and, some of their sourcing and things like that. And I actually started watching one of our rendering artists, and I was like, okay, I did SketchUp back in school. I've dabbled in it over the years, but I never saw this realistic, gorgeous renderings. I was like, what is this? I want to do that. that's what I want to do. So ever since then, I've been looking up every video, every kind of program, and just slowly and slowly, I've tried this rendering program, I've tried this one, to the point now where, you know, I'm using the eDesign Tribe platform with my SketchUp and my Photoshop, and I've got it all set and I'm doing it and I'm super excited.
And your renderings are gorgeous.
Oh,
Like
thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And your website, guys, seriously, if you're looking to look at a beautiful website that's really well put together, you have to check out Theresa's website. It's when I was for the networking group and your website popped up, I looked at it, I was like, this is pretty. I just have to keep looking at it because all the colors, everything is just so well coordinated. Your images are beautiful. So if there's anyone out there looking on how to put branding colors together, Theresa did an amazing job. So that being said, tell me a little bit about the services that you are providing and maybe now what you're hoping to add in, any of those sorts of things and whatnot. So
well, right now I'm doing floor plans, furniture plans, definitely 3D renderings, 4K HD. I do sourcing from here and there, and you know, if there's other tasks, that administrative tasks, I'm happy to jump in and help out where needed. But generally, presentation design is like my thing, my passion, and that's where I excel. So that's definitely top of my list. So
yeah, that's the fun part. So so we have a so Casey just commented a little bit ago saying that you saved her butt.
Oh, yay!
24 hours. I love Casey too. When all that went down and I was watching, I was like, she's gonna get an amazing
client. Yay! Yeah, she's awesome.
So, and then Lorraine, I am actually going to show you, and I will be posting the contact information for Theresa. But Theresa, go ahead and tell them what your website is to start out, so that they can look it up. But I'll also share my screen and we'll walk through it too. So
sure. So it is my first name, Theresa, G as in George, design.com. So Theresa G Design.
And Theresa has an Instagram too. So all this information will be posted in this final video and the contact information, and we'll make sure that Theresa is available if you guys have any questions. But let's see. So what else do we want to talk about? So you said SketchUp and eDesign Tribe, and what kind of sourcing do you do? And you had mentioned when we were talking before we went live that you have a little bit of admin background, but ideally you would really love to do renderings as your primary contact. So tell me a little bit about both of those services and, you know, what your experience is with them.
So as far as I found that there's a lot of sourcing that's been needed. And generally I have my list. I have all my saved websites, all my saved vendors. I'm constantly adding new vendors. Every time someone posts in a group, a new vendor and a new product, add it to my list, research them, see their products. And for that, it's I usually put it together in like a presentation for the designer with links and pricing and everything. And I'm happy to help set up trade accounts because I know that is something that can be annoying from time to time. And generally for floor plans with the SketchUp, I do AutoCAD, but I don't have the service right now, the program. It's just very expensive. And I don't find that I'm getting a lot of commercial, you know, shop drawings needed or anything. It's generally floor plans, furniture plans, lighting plans. And I found that SketchUp Pro and Layout work fabulous for those. And then I can, you know, turn it into 3D, so which is pretty awesome. So, and then as far as renderings and everything, I can model. So if you have a lot of custom, you know, products that need to be modeled, I can do that. The last job I had was for a manufacturer. They did nautical decor and furniture for restaurants. So there were so many custom pieces. So there was a lot of modeling in SketchUp that I was doing, which is really awesome. So I'm happy to, you know, make things custom, make things funky. That's actually from the competition. I loved it because I kind of made everything like custom and funky, and it was really fun.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that. So big win. Theresa was awarded first place in a competition. Tell us a little bit about that and what got you to sign up for it, and tell us a little bit about the competition, what you get out of it too.
Oh my goodness. I'm still in like, I can't believe I won. So since I got laid off in March due to COVID, I've been home with my daughter. She's 2 and her name's Leilani. She's amazing. And I have been determined. I'm gonna work from home. I'm gonna make this work. We're gonna be okay. I'm not gonna send her back to daycare with everyone in masks. You know, she's freaked out if I put one on. So I have taken any and every course possible. I have looked up every avenue, everything that I can find online. I've been doing every group, everything. I stumbled upon Brunch and Banter. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, and eDesign Tribe and everything.
Doing it, so.
Yep. And so, you and Sarah and Jenna, I've just been following what you guys have been doing, watching all the videos, trying everything. And Jenna actually posted about the IDS competition, Swatched, and how it's virtual. And I was like, oh my gosh, a competition. Like, well, I mean, what if I could place, like get in front of other designers? Like, well, I probably can't place because I'm, whatever, that self-doubt that comes in. But I was like, whatever, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. I'm going to do it. Paid the $50. I was like, oh, should I be spending $50 right now? I did it. I was super nervous and excited the whole time. I got the design prompt, the inspiration photos, and it was like the mystery images, and it was all colorful and fun. And I was like, oh my God, I know what I'm going to do. I can do this, and I started Pinterest board and pulling all my designs together. And, my mom she's like, do you want me to come over and watch Leilani? I'm like, yes, please. Cause I was like glued to my computer. Like, I'm going to do this, in Photoshop and doing everything, modeling all my furniture, modeling my custom bookshelves. And I was determined to at least place, and I honestly, when I turned it in, I even told my mom, why am I even turning this in? Like, there's so many amazing designers. This is like, needle in the haystack kind of trying to find, but whatever, I put it in. I actually got the time wrong. I thought it was, it said it was due midnight California time, and I put the hours backwards. So I was like, 9 o'clock, I have to have it in by 9 o'clock. And I was like, oh, I could have had to.
Virtual. Maybe like that's like the perfect virtual design assistant, hey, get it in early, like just be punctual. Yeah.
I got it into it and I was like, oh, okay, well, but usually for me, it's like a lot of the time where you go back and you change things that are good, like when you're taking a test, and I always double check, double second guess myself, and I'm like, it's good, it's in, it's done, that's it. And when they announced first place, I was literally in tears. My daughter started getting all upset. She was in her high chair eating, and she started crying because I was crying. I was just like, I don't even know what I said. I was like a blubbering mess.
But that is such a good feeling when you start feeling like you're genuinely getting recognition outside of like the little bubbles. So, before you were really working for someone else. So
yep.
you were able to see someone else's reaction. It was because, maybe you were sitting next to the principal or, and those were our level of expectations. But sometimes when you're working for somebody else, you're not able to go to like that full shebang because they're saying, well, TikTok, like do this. So that's the beauty sometimes of these competitions is you can really show your own talent and the level of detail and expertise that you have. Are those images on your website?
Yep. So I've got them in my portfolio.
So we're going to show them. So see. So this is Theresa's website.
Oh, look, my little badge.
It is gorgeous. What I love is that the badge, like, it coordinates with your website on top of it. So as you can see, there's just the colors are so nice to look at, and I love the contrast of everything. I really loved this. This was so fun. And I remember when Jenna was doing that GIF. contest. But you said it's under your portfolio over here.
Yep. So there's one image there, but the main stuff will be on my portfolio page, like the nude board, concept board, and.
Perfect. Okay. So is this it right here? Whoops. Where's it going? Theresa?
Yeah, it should be. It should be. There you go. Oh, I think you clicked on one of the images. Generally shouldn't take you there. That's strange.
Let's see. No worries. I have a feeling there's going to be a few people having fun on this website. So let's see. I think the other problem is beforehand I was like, I want everything to look really good. So I told it to do HD beforehand, and hopefully that's not just causing a ruckus. All right, so let's see. Portfolio, if we come up here. Is it this Peachtree family design?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go back and, oops, go back here. All right, so if we click on this image, right? So here's the rendering that you can see is her banner. And then
so this one actually, so that's, I actually took the, all my renderings and things, and I actually added more to them and kind of perfected them because we only had what, I think it was 48 hours to do. So these are a little bit updated, but not much. Like I just changed a fixture or two and maybe a coffee table, and I kind of did more rendering views because I just loved it so much. So
I love the colors. I think I'm a little biased though, because if I actually showed you my living room, which looks a little half done at this point, I love teal and that kind of chartreuse color. And
yes, me too.
like maroon and orange, and I think it's because I grew up in Florida until I was 12, so I tend to gravitate to more tropical undertones.
Oh, maybe that's it, because I'm a Floridian too.
Yeah, well, it's kind of, I was getting a kick out of the fact that you were saying that about yachts. My one of my sisters is a sea captain. She just moved out of Key West, and the other one who is a potential aspiring designer is living in Key West as well. So I'm the only one out of the four of us who didn't get to enjoy the beach and fun stuff in Key West. But anyway.
Well, you're missing out on the hurricanes, so.
Yeah, right. This is so pretty too. I love that concept board. It's very well put together. The colors, it's very easy to see. And this is the sort of thing where, to me, even just doing this sometimes to get the okay first and then doing renderings can save so much time.
Exactly. Because this kind of gives you that whole concept, it's the concept. It is what, your main focal point, your main pieces, and it definitely gives you the feel that people are looking for. So hard for people to imagine sometimes what we can see in our heads, so we got to be able to put it down so they can see it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the key of being able to put a solid presentation together is if you don't know the software and it's just honestly is not worth your time, hire somebody. It really doesn't hurt. And if you are paying for somebody who is very good at doing presentation work, you can actually then justify charging more money in the end because you're upping your overall presentation. So is there anything else on your website that you would ideally like them to see? So there is an area I see for designers that they can go to and contact information so that they can see what your services are.
Yeah, and just there, it kind of gives you, what my elevations will look like and what my floor plans just above the contact form there, so they can kind of scroll through that and get an idea of, when I say concept board, this is what I mean, and just kind of gives them an idea of what.
They're beautiful. Yeah, it would be, this is just something that I think a lot of designers would really love to have the assistance with. And that's just coming from somebody who's been working on the VDA side for a while. So All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. So is there anything else that you would really like some designers and other members of the group to know about you and what you're hoping to do and whatnot?
I feel like I've said a lot about myself, but I just wanted to mention one thing. I just had a lovely designer reach out to me. She's actually in Japan right now. She was a really lovely woman, and just kind of down on herself about her mood boards and, she asked me to teach her. And I was like, oh, here's eDesign U. I'm not a great teacher. I can help you out if you need. But I wanted to say what I said to her. We all have our strengths in the industry. If we all did renderings and mood boards and they were easy, then I'd be out of a job. So, I'm not the best client facing, like in meetings with a client and stuff. That's like not my forte. I'm better behind the scenes, putting together the concept board and the renderings. And then some designers are amazing at presenting it and selling it. So I think there's definitely, I love the community that we're all in right now. And I love that I discovered it because it's like a team. We're all in a team together to make the world beautiful. I love it. So, yeah.
Well, I have to tell you real quick, Theresa, don't say you're not a good teacher, because I can tell you, so my business coach, Nancy, she did an amazing job at getting me out of my own head and I'm not that good at this sort of stuff. And I remember her mentioning, hey, why don't you do chief architect and home designer training? She's the one who said, you should consider doing this. And I remember like, I'm not quite sure if I know the software well enough. Like, I don't know if I can help. Well, I have a feeling more people in this Facebook group and in the general industry, I've been called the chief architect lady now.
That's awesome.
So don't discredit yourself. There's a reason why. And if you think and you get to the point where you're comfortable enough, don't be afraid to start helping people learn those things, because your style is going to become very evident. And you may find that you have just as much fun training people in your style. And don't be afraid, they're not going to take your work. They're just the best compliment is to be quote unquote copied or emulated. So
very true.
Yeah, so don't put that out there. Just say, hey, maybe in the future. But right now, I think that I'm really excited for what is in your future. And I think that you have the potential of working with some really, really amazing clients. And there are some pretty great designers in this group and other ones. So
super exciting.
Yeah. So for anybody else who is interested at this point, I linked up with Theresa when she again joined the networking and mentoring group for virtual design assistants and rendering artists. We meet bi-weekly on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. and there's an amazing group of ladies at this point, and we've been able to cover a few different subjects, and the next group is going to be covering pricing. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, if you're looking to include virtual design assistants, renderings, virtual assistants in your arsenal and services, please think about joining it. We really want to have it where we all know who each other are and we can all be supportive of one another. But Theresa, I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And again, before we get off, can you please let everyone know where they can reach you and what your email is and your website, and how about your Instagram hashtag? And then we'll just make sure that they're also available on the description for this video.
Sure. So it again is my first name, Theresa, letter G as in George, design. Without an S. And I also, my Instagram handle is the same, at Theresa G Design. Facebook's the same. I tried to keep it simple so I could remember. And hello at theresagdesign.com is my email. So, and it's right there on my website as well.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Of course. Thank you, Theresa. I hope you guys all have an amazing Labor Day. Wait, it's not Labor Day weekend, is it? Is it Labor Day weekend?
Maybe.
No,
I
really, I
don't know.
want it. But everyone have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.